Hello and welcome. Today we're talking about how to enhance your management tasks with actionable KPIs. So let's go ahead and dive into what actionable KPIs look like and our problem statement. So first off, here's the KPIs within our platform. This is the unified user experience. And basically with KPIs, key performance indicators, for those who don't know, key performance indicators are going to show performance metrics and say, let's compare this metric to this metric. So how many calls did we have versus how many appointments did we set in this case? But you can see in this system, everything is drag and drop. If I double click, I can drill down into the data. So it's very powerful in terms of display. But beyond being able to display data and having unlimited data dashboards, there's something unique that this system does. The system can take action based on these numbers. It can automate actions, right? So first off, let's talk about the problem that we're trying to solve. So if you've ever been looking at a report and thought it'd be so much better if you could take actions based on the data, or if you wish that you could take a vacation and not have to worry about people and not engaging or not taking care of things properly, right? You want to be able to go on vacation and have things work the way they would normally. So if this number breaches a threshold of 100, for example, and you're on vacation, the system would automatically do what you would do. It can escalate something, so on and so forth. There's a lot that it can do. I won't get into that. So the problem with modern KPI dashboards is most of them they're just simple displays. That means that they'd be useful in situations where someone is able to look at the data, right? It's that situation of if a tree falls in the forest and nobody's there to hear it, then did it make a sound? Same thing with the KPI dashboards. If someone is not actively monitoring it, then is it effectively doing anything for your organization, right? So the process automation engine works well in conjunction with these KPIs. And that's what I wanted to talk about today, right? So if we said that we had a medical dispatch example, and in this scenario, the dispatch office receives a call from the patient says, hey, my needs are urgent. And then during that same hour, two more patients have the same issue. They both have urgent needs. Now, let's say you set a threshold of 2, and now we have 3 patients that are urgently needing care. There's a number of things that can be triggered from that situation. Okay, so this situation is true. We now have a lot of agents in an urgent care position, and let's escalate. Let's notify the person that is responsible for these patients. So we're going to notify the clinic via a secure message, whether that be a secure text or secure email. And then secondly, we can assign someone to handle these urgent cases to get back to these people. And then if that person does not respond that they took care of them, then within, let's say 10 minutes or 30 minutes, whatever you want the case to be, we can do a bullseye routing. We say, okay, this person did not take care of it. Let's escalate to another person 10 minutes later. So that's where these KPIs are actionable. That's just one example of how they could be actionable. So another example, I mean, a lot of our use cases are ticketing, inbound scripted process, and outbound guided process. So, with that, basically, the example we just talked about would be an inbound scripted process, right, for dispatch. If we wanted to go with another example, let's say that we wanted to use actionable KPIs for outbound, right? So let's say that we're monitoring an outbound team, and we want the outbound team to hit a certain metric. And by a certain day in the month, you want a notification if the team has not hit that metric. Or instead of it notifying you, you want it to notify the individual team members. How do you want it to notify them? We could notify them via text message. We could notify them via email. We could pop up a notification to them. We could show on their dashboard that they're behind in their metrics as well, because these can actually be any of these objects can be housed on the agent screens. It's not limited to just KPI dashboards. So not only could the agent see their progress for the month, but they could also get a pop-up notifying them that that they're behind on their progress for the month. So that's what we talk about with actionable data, and that's this engine right here. And it's driven off of any piece of data that you have in the system. I don't want to go too deep into the weeds, but the system houses two major pieces of data, that data categories. The data categories are use cases, which could be, dozens of use cases that you service. And then the other category of data is going to be interactions. So that's your phone calls, text messages, emails. So we have all that data that can be used as a trigger. So you can say, if a text message comes into this number, I want to trigger this process. Boom, 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 boom. If a phone call comes into this specific number, I want to trigger a different process. So that's all possible within the system. Now, how does that relate to KPIs? Well, the KPI metrics can be a trigger for this too. So I can say if something gets to a certain number, then I want to trigger this process automation. So it can be a short-term or a long-term process automation. Each one of these nodes can perform multiple actions. There are thousands and thousands of configuration options. Now, our team helps you to configure this. We have full service help available as well. And we do set everything up to function the way that your company needs. So that is the Ivenix UUE, also known as the Unified User Experience. If you have any further questions, please feel free to visit our website. That's www.ivinex.com. Again, www.ivinex.com. Email us to sales@ivinex.com. And we look forward to hearing from you. Thanks for your time today. Bye.